Hey everyone, Jack Boyles with Steam Engines USA, and today doing a second video, third, I'm not sure, the next video as far as putting in and installing the French drains on our house. So this is the next progress. A good friend of mine, Steve Hicks, he came over today, and so we made an even bigger dent. This mound of dirt is getting larger, and so as you can see, get down here below the line, there's the foundation. That's the bottom foundation of this house, and we've dug down another foot below, and so we've pretty much got this side where it needs to be. This side it's about a foot below the foundation, as you can see. Water is pooling here a little bit, however it's starting to flow from the front of the house down through this. This is the concrete, if you remember in the other video where I took out the concrete. And we've dug that all the way out. Right over there's piles of the concrete and then dirt. And then we've trenched this all the way to the back over here. And this is basically 2 good solid days of digging. We've had a lot of rain over the last week or two. Went on a vacation, so I've not made a whole lot of progress as far as the time. However, we're getting a pretty good portion of this job complete. So the water will flow from the front, will come down around the corner or through the driveway, and then it naturally slopes this way down to this. As you can see, there's kind of a ditch. It's not really a ditch, but a low spot in between these properties, and then the low spot flows all the way back into the woods and actually goes downhill. So we'll end up digging this out, and that is actually about 2 feet, 1.5 feet deep right here. So all that water so far has run out and pooled right here. So this is actually a really good example of how the water flows in a property. And I just hosed off the driveway. So this isn't just normal pooling water. This is water that's actually recently just been run from the garden hose and pretty much filled this up. But it shows that it is flowing good. Once we get here, we'll trench this all the way back, and it'll just completely flow away from the house and away from the property. And that's ultimately the desired goal with a French drain, is you do not want all that water up around your foundation of your home. So making pretty good progress. I'm tired. We've been shoveling. I've been out here for a couple hours, maybe 4. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's probably longer than that. About 4 hours. My friend Steve, he came over and has been out here with me most of that time as well. So looking pretty good. Once we get this dug out completely, then we'll come back in with about 2 inches of rock, and the whole bottom of this thing will have rock in it, and all the way around the front of the house. And then we'll put down the pipe and more rock on top of it. We'll put like a little filter, and then put more rock on top of that, and then backfill it with some of this dirt. And then we'll haul all this dirt. Will be hauled off, and maybe somebody close by may need it. But you can see this old terracotta. I mean, look at it. It is completely stopped up. There's just plugged roots growing out of it. Over here, this is the problem. This is why we have an issue. And it lasted a good 80 years or so. But look at that. I mean, it's just full of mud and roots growing in through it. So that's why we had a problem. This wasn't draining. So even though the original French drain for this home was in place. It was just completely plugged up. So when I go back, I'm gonna go with a bigger pipe. I'm actually planning to do 2 pipes, and it'll come around the front of the house, and it'll actually, that same trench will come around the front, go around the stoop, under the sidewalk, and over to the other side of the house, the front side, far front corner of the home. And then we'll have that drainage all the way down and around. And the water problems from this house will be no more. So, one other aspect of this, you know, if you're a do-it-yourselfer, you want to try to tackle a project like this, down here, once we have the whole foundation dug out, we'll take a pressure washer and we'll pressure wash all these bricks down to the foundation. We'll pressure wash the foundation itself that the house is sitting on. That ledge, that uneven concrete there, that is the foundation. So we'll pressure wash that so it's clean, there's no dirt on it, at least to where it looks like the driveway here. You know, you ain't gonna get it perfect, but wire brush it, clean it off, let it dry. Excuse me. And then we'll come back with the waterproofing. That stuff you roll on, it's like a sealant that you roll on, you paint on, you brush on. It's real thick, tar, gooey looking stuff. That will seal from the foundation up to the ground level. So any water that runs up next to the brick wall will go down the waterproofing material. It'll protect it from going into seeping through the concrete, and it'll direct it into the trench where the French drains will take it all away. So that's the plan, and I still got a long ways to go, but I've made a big dent so far. Just so you know, if you didn't want to do all this work, I've actually got some contacts who will do this type of work for you, and you're looking at, this would be considered a more simple job, just a straight down the front, around and away from the home, but you're looking at about $5,000 for that, $6,000. With me doing this pretty much myself, with some help from friends, family, you know, digging is the biggest portion of it. However, it just takes some time, but you know, you can save some money doing some things yourself. So if you want to tackle a job like this, you can try it like I'm doing. If you just you have a water problem, you have water seeping into your house, foundational issues, this is what needs to be done to correct that. And especially in older homes, you run across situations like this. I'll come over here and grab this. My buddy left his water here. You'll run across situations like this, and people will try all kinds of things to patch it, but ultimately you can't patch this problem. Your pipes, your drainage that was in the home when it was built originally is just full of sediment and mud, and it's blocked up. So the only way you can truly fix it is to dig all that out and redo it. So I hope maybe this video, there, I hope this video maybe inspires you. I'm a firm believer in doing things yourself if you can. You know, sometimes you need the help of others. Thank you, Steve. Sometimes you need professionals, but other times it's, you know, it's jobs you can do yourself. It just takes time and effort, a lot of work. But I'll be very satisfied. I'll feel pretty good about the fact that even if later on I need to require the assistance of others and maybe hire or rent a excavator or buy one or whatever we will do with that, It's just a sense of satisfaction doing the job yourself. So hope you enjoy the video. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll keep bringing the videos to you. My next video will maybe be a little bit later on once we get around the front of the house. There's not really a whole lot more to show you. And I'm doing this pretty much on my days off. So the next thing that I'll have to do over here is remove that big old bush. Probably cut it down with a chainsaw and then dig it out. And that'll be a pain. And then once I get that dug out, it'll pretty much be taking the same depth, if you can see here, the same depth of this trench that we've dug, and it'll round the corner, and then we'll start down kind of where I've already started digging out the front here. We'll just go down the whole front of the house to that corner and then over to the other side. So got a lot done, but I got a long ways to go. So thanks for watching from High Point, North Carolina, Steam Engines USA, and working on our French drains system for our home. So take care.